Hey traders, Raghi here. We're going to take a look of when new highs don't apply. And what don't they apply to? They don't apply to breakouts. They don't apply to potential uptrends. And the way that we look at the highs you buy and the highs you don't has everything to do with structure first, strategy second. So keep that in mind. And as we take a look at the S&P, this is going to apply to the NASDAQ, QQQ, S&P, SPY, even the Dow. The trend that we have been in since 2020, and then even going into 2021, has been mostly double green uptrends. And the probability of a double green uptrend turning into a continuation is far higher. Now, recently we've formed patterns, and this happened between September 13th to now. We've formed patterns that have broken the uptrend. Not only have we gone into chop, but the previous uptrend was broken, and that means we've really lost a lot of that ability to buy the dip. Doesn't mean that we can't buy, it just means that now the market has a zone or a level of support and a zone and a level of resistance. This is chop, and the language of chop is overbought and oversold. So the language changes. It's no longer buy the dip. And it's not sell the rip either, because we do not have a downtrend. So we want to keep that in mind as well. So what do we have? We have a market that's going back and forth, presumably in a range. But the reason that new highs don't apply, in fact, in many ways it's a trap, is if we do head up to a newer high, in the context of chop, again, structure dictates strategy, there's a higher probability that there's going to be selling pressure that's just waiting to sell into that bullish momentum. Very important to remember that as we get bullish momentum, even if it turns into an all-time high, doesn't matter if it's NASDAQ, S&P, Dow, there's a higher likelihood that it's going to attract selling pressure. So we keep that in mind. New highs don't apply. This is not the uptrend where breakout highs tend to be higher probability follow through to the upside. And the reason is the structure of the market is markedly different now. And so what that means is we don't want to get long at the new high. In fact, if anything, we're preparing to get long puts or even get short the underlying futures contract up at these highs. It's a bearish zone that will only be reached as we get bullish. And that's what makes it so tricky. As the market's increasingly bullish, heading to that ceiling, we're actually closer and closer to a zone that we could sell. All right. Now in the premium video, I'm going to explain what I use to identify that zone and the way that we can identify overbought and oversold with an indicator. And that really is only important. That indicator, that process is only important once we accept that new highs don't apply and that choppy markets do attract a different type of reaction at these edges. I'll see you in the next update.